That sounded very bad. Hello. My voice is crunchy today. You know what? Let's begin. Let us begin drawing. I have some images off to the side so I can understand Epel's outfit. There we go. He's off to the side. He is tiny and small. He is the cutest of cute. He's annoyed. Our annoyed little Epel. This is supposed to be Rook's hand. I was like, wouldn't it be cute if it was you, but you's also tiny, so. Tiny Epel. Hello, Mercury. I just listened to You and I by Rick James. I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss and Panama by Van Halen. And Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix. Hey, nice. Welcome. I am drawing the tiniest of Epels. The tiniest of Epels. Still don't really know what the outfit fully looked like, but I'm taking some guesses. I think he deserved a pair of shorts. Although they might just be really baggy pants, I don't know. Yeah. These outfits are just too cute. They're so tiny. They become tiny. Although, I am hoping that these outfits do come with like a little like a little outfit toggle thing, because the card art shows Epel with mouse ears, but then the official event banner does not have it, and I'm just like, I hope they all get this toggle, because that would be so cute. It'd be so cute. They get little mouse outfits because they're infiltrating the secret society of mice or whatever. I don't know the plot of this event. At this point, I just want to focus on 70s music. It's because of a personal force opinion of my theory is true. Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I remember things. I be remembering. Yeah, that is kind of annoying. Mice are good infiltrators, and they can easily dodge attacks because they're small. Yes, they are. And they solve mysteries, too. here to be silly. We're here to be very silly. We have mice in Night Raven College. I can't wait to see what this actually is about. The plot synopsis was kind of short. Just, oh, Night Raven College has a mouse problem. Epel tries to fix it, but he messes up. That's the event. Yes, infiltrators are always good with disguises, especially some Pokemon, notably Psychic, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy. Ooh, yeah. I love the Fairy-type Pokemon. They're my favorite. I have fond memories of beating my friends with a fairy team. This needs to be rounded. Rounder. Yeah, fairy types make excellent infiltrators because of the charm they give. Even use decoy, use of various moves, even can excel in dark arts and magic. Yeah. I don't really play Pokemon competitively, but it was always funny when I would play against my friends. Because I just have the basic knowledge of this is good against that, this is good against that, therefore, if I make a team with like 3 types that are essentially like weak against each other or like strong against each other, then I can like win. I don't know, my brain is not very logical when it comes to Pokemon battling. I'm just like, I do big number damage. If you're a master of dark arts, you can be a great infiltrator. I bet. My Pokemon team would be different types and not the same type. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but sometimes it's funny when you try to do like a themed team. I'll probably come back to the hand. I don't really care right now that it's kind of funky. I just need something here real quick. Hello! It's Daisy. How you doing? It's been a while. I'm finally back. We draw on the tiniest of poems. And yapping a little bit about Pokemon, I guess. I'm gonna fix Rook's hand later. Even Gardevoir, Hatterene, Sylveon can do Dark Arts. Yeah. And Gardevoir's my favorite. Actually, Mawile is like my favorite. Mawile is my best Pokemon. In like every game I've had like a Mawile on my team. I've been pretty busy lately, but I've been happy. Hey, nice! I'm happy to hear that. We have a quick Rook over here. Rook's hair is always annoying for me to draw. I don't draw hairstyles like this very often because they're too, like, annoying for me to draw. But characters with these hairstyles tend to look pretty interesting. It's just I'm not good at drawing it. Also, I don't like drawing his hat. His hat bothers me because I can't draw it right. But I think I've gotten better at drawing hats. Sometimes. Marcus is over here like, how adorable. How adorable you are, so tiny. Although I want to fix the hand. that's just gonna bother me. We're gonna fix this a little bit better. Let's see, can we fix this hair? Every so often I have to glance at my hand. I am very focused on trying to fix this hand right now. And I think it's turning out better. This is turning out better. I'm gonna give Rook my funky hands, I guess. I guess that adds more to his character, honestly. My hands are funky. Normally bulky people are not good infiltrators. They make for good tanks, though. Although tanky units are usually, like, not my favorite when I'm playing stuff like Fire Emblem or even Pokemon. I am more of a do tons of damage real quick type of person. But I have created very tanky healers in Fire Emblem, so... These bulky people can make great defense. Yeah. I managed to achieve tanky healers. I was talking to one of my friends about, like, Fire Emblem, and they were talking about, like, how they were, like, their healer units were usually, like, very weak, and they barely used them. And I was like, I've managed to create the most powerful Mercedes unit ever. And they're... Excuse me. And they're like, how did you do that? I'm just like, I don't know. I just didn't want Mercedes to die so easily on the field because it's like, I need a healer. There always needs to be at least a healer on the field. And I've managed to achieve that. For myself, I don't mind having Pokemon with good defense as long as they have Body Press, which uses defense for attacking. Ah! I should probably prioritize stuff like that a little bit more. When it comes to strategy. Because I get very invested in the story, and it's like, I don't want to lose my good units. At least when it comes to Fire Emblem. At least my team learns healing moves and attacking moves. They're not healers, so... Yeah. That's pretty important for Pokemon anyway. You gotta cover your bases. And Fire Emblem is like a different kind of strategy at that point. Although I feel like there's definitely been differences with some of the special units in the Fire Emblem games. I feel like dancers were improved in 3 Houses. Yeah, not just Pokemon, but any battle in general. It's called strategy and versatility. Yeah. Making sure you cover for your weaknesses. And level up your units properly, because I didn't do that once when I was playing Fate's Conquest, and I had to start over because I just could not level up my units right. And that's the harder game where it's harder to level up your characters because they don't give you too many opportunities to do extra battles. So I had to start over. That was annoying. That was back when I was like in high school, so. it's important that your units have good stats and have balanced moves. Exactly. But whenever I play Pokemon, I don't usually play it with like a competitive mindset anyway, so I'm kind of just like whatever when it comes to most of the battling stuff. But like with Fire Emblem, I actually use my brain a little bit more. Because it's like, I don't want you to die. And or be useless in battle. I need you to function properly, please. Especially the healers. Because they're very important, and I don't like it when they're like... Because they're usually like the ones that the computer targets first. The computer usually likes to target the healers. I'm just like, oh no. You need to have good resistance and defense. Even when choosing music like myself, I have to be versatile and choose music based on unique groove and not rely on status, trends, and languages. Every game requires you to have good strategy, especially Fire Emblem. Yeah. I feel like I've gotten good enough at it to the point where I want to try the normal mode, where if your unit dies, it does not come back. Because I've usually played it on casual, because it's like, oh, I don't want to lose the characters or the story. But I feel like that's also what gives it more replayability for me, is the fact that if I feel like I've finally achieved enough skill, I can try and tackle the regular mode. It's like the ultimate test of my strategy. Because I haven't finished it yet, but I did play Sacred Stones, the Game Boy one, and that one has the permadeath as like default. And I've been trying to like not have my units die on me. It's really a test of like skill at that point. That's what makes it fun. At least you learn something in casual, but harder level requires you to have many skills and strategies. Yeah. Casual is my playground. And that's also for if I want to focus on like the story, and I don't want to have characters die on me. Like, I want you to live to the end. Especially if I feel like they're kind of important. But for like the actual like older games, it makes sense that if an important character dies, you just have to start over anyway. Because, you know, it's important to the story. But like everybody else, it's like, it doesn't really matter if they die. But I'm just like, no, I want you to live. I'm still trying to complete 3 houses, though. That one's taking a while because I have to do the actual Black Eagles run because I didn't do it. I did the Silver Snow instead of the Crimson whatever the actual Black Eagles route is. All because of one interaction with Edelgard where I just answered the way I would normally answer, and apparently that was the wrong answer. Cause like, I don't like Edelgard's character. I'm sorry. I don't see her appeal. I don't like her. So I ended up doing the one where, yeah, you're Black Eagles, but you betray Edelgard or something. You're part of like the rebellion or whatever. Which I didn't even know that was a route, and I've had this game for like ever. Like I got it not long after it came out. And I didn't even know that was a possible route to take. I also still need to finish the Ashen Wolves side story. I'm on like the final, I think I'm on the final fight for that one. I already completed Blue Lions. That was the first playthrough that I did. Because I saw Dimitri and I'm like, that's my boy. That is my boy. I love him. I'll go and listen to You Don't Have to Be a Star by Marilyn and Billy. Be thankful for what you got by William Duvall. I Can't Give You Anything by Stylistics by Amber. Bye, Mercury. Thanks for dropping by. I love getting a chance to talk about Fire Emblem every now and then. I mean, my brain is rotted by Twisted Wonderland, but I also have other interests. That also gives me a funny idea to try and make Fire Emblem units for Twisted Wonderland characters. That'd be funny. That'd be a fun little exercise, actually. Because I can already picture Kaleem being an actual, like, healing unit. Like a support type. Despite the fact that he's also just... As a character, he's not really that great in support, I guess. But he actually is a great support unit, and I think it's his unique magic that makes him great support. If we're talking like a Fire Emblem sense. Because Kaleem's like, oh, I don't think my unique magic's useful, but it's like, yes it is! You got a useful, unique magic, boy. Don't act like you're not that great. I feel like characters like Silver and Sebek would be pretty, like, normal knight units, I guess. Although I think Sebek specifically would be like a cavalier type. He gonna be on horseback. Despite the fact that almost all the animals around him are afraid of him. Except for one. There's only one horse out there that tolerates Sebek. And I think that's kind of cute. Malleus is definitely one of the dragon units, that's for sure. Or I guess something more special, like a corn. That fits Malleus, in my opinion. Because he's not just a dragon. He can do other things. Turning into a dragon is just one of the things he can do. actually really thinking hard about this. I might need to write some of this down later. That seems like a fun project to draw. Twisted Wonderland characters as like Fire Emblem units or something. Or like just generic RPG strategy units, I guess. I do remember seeing fan art of like pixel-styled Twisted Wonderland units, but it looked like a pixel-style fighting game. That was really cute. I don't remember the name of the artist. I think it's a Japanese artist, but they made like really cool pixel art of like Twisted Wonderland characters as like fighting game units or something. That was cool. I really liked that one. I think there's also people who made animations for that too, with like the 3D models. I love seeing that stuff. It's really cute and fun. And like, I do have a Fire Emblem art book. I can probably base it off of the Awakening classes. Because that's the one that I have. I have the Fire Emblem Awakening art book. I got it on my birthday at a discount because the corner was messed up. The corner was all bent and busted out of shape because of, I don't know. That's just what it looked like in the store. It's like, I was like, hey, it's kind of funky looking. It's busted. I mean, the corner is still kind of busted, but it's not as busted as before because I kind of like tried to bend it back into place. But that'll be a fun potential drawing project. Oh, I love when things are on discount. It wasn't even on discount, it was just broken. Because, like, it's, you know, it's like a collector's thing, and most people don't want their collection items being kind of busted. It was funny, I was just like... My dad was like, do you think we can get a discount because it's kind of busted? And we actually did. I think they took like $10 off because of the busted corner. I'll fix the hair. But also a funny thing that I've learned from that art book is that I have a similar taste in ships as the Japanese fan base. When it comes to the Fire Emblem Awakening units and which characters people paired up the most, or which pairs people liked the most. Because Henry and Olivia is peak pair. I don't care what anybody else says. Those two together are my favorite, and Japan agrees. Japan agrees with me. But I guess there's one thing that's kind of funny about with Twisted Wonderland is that Octave now seems to be popular among both sides of the fan base. But I think Insomnia tends to be pretty popular more on the English side than the Japanese side. At least what I've noticed recently. But like Octagonal is up there. People really like the fish. I can't blame him. His ears need to be round. I'm hoping that these cards all have mouse toggles. Because that's what it seems like Epel's card has. Because the card illustration, he has like mouse ears on. But then the game banner, he does not have the mouse ears on. And I'm just like, He better have a toggle. I mean, it's probably just gonna be for Epel, though. But it would be cute if all the other characters did have, like, a little mouse ear toggle. That'd be cute. And then it's like, because I think this has happened before with some events where, a character has, like, a toggle effect after you finish the event is when when the event is finished is when the, toggle unlocks, and then you can actually switch the outfit. That also reminds me of when Jade's... What was that event called? The Eternity Float event? With Jade's outfit. How you can toggle it to be, you know, normal and then wet. Apparently the English version removed the water droplets, but I don't know if that was for, like, the story mode or if they just got it off of the card completely, because that's just kind of weird. Because, like, you have the context as to why it's like that. I don't understand why it didn't have it. I still don't know if that was, like, just a bug from, like, translating. And, like, oops, something messed up in the code, or if they just actually just ended up removing it because the American version is kind of just weird. It's like you have context as to why he looks like this. I don't understand. If I want soaking wet Jade in a fancy suit, I want soaking wet Jade in the fancy suit. Yeah. Although Jade was the only one with that toggle, nobody else got it. Which I guess makes sense for, like, you know, the event character. The main star of the show. I still think it would have been funny if the other characters also had it. But I do need to remember to write down the Fire Emblem idea. I need to figure out what characters would be what type of units. But like, almost all of them are definitely going to be some kind of magic using unit, that's for sure. Or even if they're not a magic using unit, they'd still technically have high magic. Because like all these characters can use magic. I will eventually come back to the hand, because I want it to look good. especially around here. Because, again, this is supposed to be my hand as the reference. And my hand is a little funky. But I think that adds to the charm. My funky hand. I'll add the glove detailing with the coloring. For now, I just want to get it a little bit. Something like that. I might come back to fix Epel's outfit when I get a better look at it. Because there's a ribbon here. There's also another one. Clothing wrinkles are always going to be annoying for me to draw. It's so easy to kind of just put random lines everywhere and call it a day, but at the same time, it's like, you can't just do that because then it's not going to really look natural. I don't think he's gonna be wearing shorts, but I want him to. I just think he would look cute with the shorts. Especially if each leg is like a different pattern. It'd be so cute. I can't see Epel's other hand. But that's okay. I just want to give off the idea that he's trying to push off Rook's fingers. Oh, look at that. I'll probably come back and clean it up a little bit, because the line art is a little wonky. Just a little bit wonky. Gotta go now so I can focus on the craft and making. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by. It's always fun kind of just drawing and yapping with people. Sharing creativity and all of that. I hope you're able to finish your craft. we go! I finished the line art in one stream. Oh, wait. Now we're finished. And I'll probably clean this up more when I'm off stream. But yay! I finished something. It's been a while since I at least finished like an entire line art in one stream. But we'll come back to this tomorrow. Even though tomorrow is Phil's birthday. I wish I actually thought ahead to do something for it, but I didn't. Which is kind of sad. But at least we're doing Tiny Epel. And this specific event actually starts the day after Ville's birthday, which means that it starts on Ville's birthday. At least, Eastern Standard Time. But yay, we're gonna get Tiny Mouse Epel and tiny everyone else, sort of. Can't wait to see what little shenanigans they get up to. Twist events are always so goofy, I love it. Bye-bye! Enjoy the rest of your day.